everyone, welcome to the video about Invisible Maths, where you will learn about some math facts which will be very useful to you. Okay, let's continue. Let's have a look at our first slide. Multiplication signs. So A times B is multiplication. Most of you must be knowing it. When two variables are written together, A like AB, we know they are multiplying together. When a variable or a number is outside the bracket and a number is inside the bracket and there is no sign between them, this is also a multiplication, like 5 and 4, they are multiplying with each other. Okay, same way, a big dot in the middle also denotes multiplication. So it's 5 times 4, 20. Okay, when two variables are together, A, B, it means you are A times B, like XY is X times Y. Let's see the next one. Division. This is how we denote division. A divided by B. This one is very common, everyone knows it. Okay, here also is A divided by B, like the normal long division, A divided by B. Or if you write it as a fraction, A over B also means A divided by B, or fraction using a slash also means division to you. Okay, there is a denominator of 1 for every number. So if you have just a 5, it means it's actually 5 over 1, but we are not showing it because it just doesn't change its value. So if you need it sometimes while multiplying or adding fractions, then you use it. So 5 just becomes 5 out of 1. There is a decimal point at the end of every whole number. So you can't see it because it doesn't change anything. But you will use it when you're adding to decimals or subtracting with decimals. So if you have 10, it means 10.0. Same way, if you have 75, it actually means 75.0. There is a positive sign to the left of every number. If a number is written without any sign, like 96, it's a positive 96. Okay, because when the number will be negative, the negative sign will be shown next to it. So positive, if the number is written without any sign, it's a positive number. There is a multiplication sign between every coefficient and variable written together. So let's say you have a 2b, it actually means 2 times b. Or if you have a 2x, it means 2 times x. Okay, a negative sign to the left of a variable is the same as negative 1 times the variable. Like if you have a negative a, it means a negative 1 times a, and they are same thing. Every number has an exponent of 1. If it's written without an exponent, let's say you have a 75, it's actually 75 to the power of 1. Or 9, it is actually 9 to the power of 1. Because it's 9, the value is 9. Okay, any number to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Any number to the power of 0. 45 to the power of 0 is 1. 7 to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, there is a coefficient of 1 to the left of every variable. So if the variable is written alone, let's say a y, it's like 1 times y, or 1y. So 1y or y is the same thing, like c is actually 1c. Okay, a negative sign to the left of a number in bracket is the same as negative 1 times the number. Look, when you multiply negative 1 with the 9, it's going to be 9, but a positive 9, because negative multiply negative. Same way, if you have nothing written, just a negative outside the bracket, so when you open it in such a way that you're multiplying negative 1 with it, so it's going to be positive 9. A negative sign outside the bracket is the same as negative 1 times each term inside the bracket. Okay, so if there is a negative sign outside, you have to open the bracket, expand the bracket in such a way that it's a negative 1 outside. So when there's a number outside the bracket, we multiply by each term. So negative 1 times x will give you negative x, and negative 1 times positive 5 will give you negative 5. So whenever there is a negative sign outside, and you have, let's say this time you have a negative x and negative 2. So negative 1 times negative x will give you a positive x, and negative 1 times negative 2 will give you a positive 2. So in other words, you can say whenever you have a negative sign outside a bracket, just a negative sign, whatever is inside the bracket, the sign changes, or it comes out with an opposite sign. Absolute value. A negative sign to the left of an absolute value symbol is the same as negative 1 times the absolute value. So whatever number comes out of the absolute value, then you times it by a negative 1 and the answer changes. So let's say, because out of absolute value the number always comes out positive. Let's say you put negative 2 in the absolute value, and then there is a negative 1 outside it, or just a negative outside it. So negative 2 will come out as a 2, and then you multiply it with a negative 1, which will change it again to a negative 2. Every radical has an index of 2. So if you just see root of 16, it's actually square root. So we don't have to show it always, but it's square root always. So square root of 16 is 4. Now, did you know 1 over 8 is equal to 8 to the power of negative 1? So whenever you see 1 as the numerator and you see a number below it, it actually can also be written as 7 to the power of negative 1. So whenever you see negative power, it is 1 over that same number. Or if you can also see 7 to the power of negative 2, or any number like 9 to the power of negative 3. It can also be written as 1 over 7 to the power of 2. See, our power changed to negative now, which will be 1 over 7 times 7, 49. And same way here, 9 to the power of negative 3 will become 1 over 9 to the power of 3. Okay, and you can solve it to find the value. I hope this video is of help to you, and share and support to support our channel. Have a nice day.